Hey, what do you say? It's Robert from Block's Sonic Wafers here again to continue my series of samplers, demos, and stuff like that there. When last we gathered, I had a small stack of samplers that I went through, and I've still got plenty more that I can show and talk about. And this one I think I've shown before. This is another Bloodshot Records sampler. Too Late to Pray. Defiant Chicago Roots. It is a dual LP. I believe that's probably a picture of their storefront window. For a Life of Sin, it says. You've got Wild Earp and the Free For Alls, Tammy Savory and Chris Costello Combo, John Langford's Hillbilly Love Child, Half Gringa, Brendan Kelly and the Wandering Birds, The Family Gold, Big Sadie, Robbie Folks, Freakwater, the Hoyle Brothers, Bethany Thomas and Tawny Newsom, Kelly Hogan, Los Galos, Joybird, the Western Elstons, the Hanson family. So there's a lot of new names on there. Again, artwork by John Langford. Got a nice turquoise swirl thing going on there. And then a gray marble. So there we go. I'm going to pause the video while I put this all back away. Okay. I did speak of Alligator Records in the last sampler video, and I showed a vinyl of Genuine House Rockin' Music number 2. Well, here is Genuine House Rockin' Music number 1, which starts off with Johnny Winter, then Coco Taylor, Lonnie Mack, Albert Collins with Robert Cray and Johnny Copeland, Roy Buchanan, Fenton Robinson, Jimmy Johnson, James Cotton, Hound Dog Taylor, and the House Rockers. There's that. Here's number 2, which I showed on vinyl. Here's number 3. And this one's got Elvin Bishop, Katie Webster, the Paladins, A.C. Reed, Roy Buchanan, Kenny Neal, the Kinsey Report, Maurice John Vaughn, Tinsley Ellis, the Siegel Schwall Band, Lazy Lester, and Lucky Peterson. Number 4. It's got a whole lot of folks we've already mentioned, plus Delbert McClinton, Charles Brown, Sonny Boy Williamson. I think pretty much everybody else has been accounted for. Need to clean that disc case. Number 5. Billy Boy Arnold's on this one. Johnny Hartzman, Sapphire, the Uppity Blues Women, Bob Margolin, Charlie Musselwhite, Sun Seals, fun stuff. And now we get into Alligator Records Cajun Christmas. I don't want to get too deep into my Christmas CDs because I'm going to do a video on my Christmas stuff eventually. But it's got Beausoleil, Johnny Allen, the Jambalaya Cajun Band, Cammy Doucet, Belton Richards, Cajun Gold. Little something different for Christmas time to get your feet moving, get your blood pumping. This is not on Alligator, but I love this CD. Christmas Gumbo, 14 spicy new holiday songs by Mark Broussard. Sonny Landreth featuring the Dixie Cups. Alan Toussaint, Bo Dallas and the Wild Magnolias. The Subdudes, one of my favorite bands. Jeremy Davenport, Art Neville, Irma Thomas. The Hackberry Ramblers. Fun stuff. And one more Christmas disc, Bullseye Blues Christmas. So this is like a sampler. Little Jimmy King with the Memphis Horns, Charles Brown, Lowell Folsom, the Smokin' Joe Cuback Band featuring Benoit King. I think I've mentioned before I got to see them on a river boat on the Mississippi. Larry Davis and the Memphis Horns, champion Jack Dupree, Luther Guitar Jr. Johnson, Preston Shannon Band, the Persuasions. Some great fun stuff. Alright, let's get out of the Christmas zone. Now, I have a few of these, and I think there's probably a bunch more available. Yep, I'm starting with Volume 5 of Little Steven's Underground Garage presents The Coolest Songs in the World. Volume 5. The Henchmen, The Helicopters, Butch Walker and the Let's Go Out Tonights, the Dolly Rots, Cheap Trick, the Lynn Price 3, the Pipettes, the Apers, the Satelliters, the Black Tie Review, Hell on Wheels, the Rankin Tours are on here, Saints and Jimmy Jukebox, and more. The Coolest Songs in the World, Volume 5. And Volume 6. The Andrew Oldham Orchestra, the Wolfmen, the Stooges, the Urges, the Go-Go's, the Stabilizers, the Nomads, the Cake, the Paybacks, the Pretty Things. Very, very similar in packaging. That's Volume 6. Volume 7, we go into a Digipack. RAM's on this one. The Doughboys, John Fogerty, the Kaiser Chiefs, Hawaii Mud Bombers, Elvis Costello and the Imposters, Rocket from the Crypt, the Catholic Girls, Flogging Molly, and Mud Crunch. Yeah, if you run into any of these, I highly recommend you pick them up. They're very, very diverse and very fun. This is Volume 8. The Cute Lepers, the Night Marchers, the Pete Best Band. We all know who Pete Best is. The Crayolas, Sky Bombers, the Love Me Nots, the Bleeding Hearts, the Rippers, Broadway Calls, David Bowie, Days. So there's number 8. Okie doke. Now here's another series that I have a few of, but there's a ton of them available. These were put out by Not Lame, if you're familiar with the Not Lame label, which I'm afraid is no more. International Pop Overthrow. Now if you like power pop, which I know you do, each one of these in the series comes with 3 CDs. And they all have, okay, so I lied. This one just has 2 CDs. Most of them have 3. Each one of them has a ton of power pop bands. A lot of them you may have never heard of. Al Jardine Family and Friends. You've heard of Al Jardine. The Fletcher Pratt. The Masticators. The Davenports. Swirl 360. Receiver. Jeremy. The Dons. Buzzy. The Mood Elevator. Backcountry. Blue Cartoon. Rocket Transfer Warehouse. The Asteroid Number 4, Einstein's Sister. I actually have a CD by Einstein's Sister. They're pretty good. The Scooters. Spinning Jennies. The Gripweeds. The Anderson Council. Hux. And Beagle. Plus more. Volume 5, and this one is definitely 3 CDs. The Jellyfish is on here. The Shazam's on here, and if you don't know the Shazam, you really should check them out if you love power pop. The Pop Dudes are on here. Blue Cartoon, the Wombats, Binge, Pink Slip, Rick Altizer, the Kennedys, the Fizzies, Star Clock, Copper Pot, Glow Friends, the Now People, Jet City, Kelly's Heels, plus many, many more. International Pop Overthrow, The Waking Hours, True Love, John Wicks, the Records. Yeah, he was the one that did Starry Eyes. Dave Rave Group, the Rosenbergs, 20 Cent Crush, Barely Pink, Spooky Pie, International Pop Overthrow number 10, The Orchid Highway, Strange Fruits, The Beltways, The Hard Left, The Freddie Steady 5, like that one, The Rulers, The Seamus Twins. So I'm just naming a few of the bands on each one of these. It take too long to go over all of them. Again, Plastic Soul was on here. Little Paul McCartney reference. Peter and the Penguins, the Ravines, the Dirty Royals, the Respectables, Garfield's Birthday, Service Group, Blackout 101, the Romeos, And here's volume 9. Go find you some of those. Now these, I believe these came with a magazine, CD review. They come in a digipack type situation. This one's got 8 tracks by Cake, Paul Weller, Tears for Fears, Jan Arden, The Hoax, Kate St. John, the Smokin' Joe Cubic Band featuring Benoit King again, and Antonio Hart. So there's that one. CD Review presents Jane Seabury, Ash, Joe Taylor, Greg Brown, Big Sugar's on here, The Shadows, Fig Dish, Joe Taylor, Sleeper. "15 songs from CD Review, Collective Soul, Amy Mann, Chris Isaac, Belly, Cowboy Mouth, Monster Magnet, Throwing Muses, Grand Parker, Hindu Rodeo, Mike and the Mechanics, Bill Nelson, Charlie Sexton, Kim Ritchie, and A.J. Croce, and Francine Reed. Francine Reed did a lot of duets and backup singing with Lyle Lovett. Exclusive Collector's Edition. And this one's got some classic excerpts on here from Vivaldi and Bach and Barber and Puccini, Anonymous, Tchaikovsky, David P. Jones. But this sampler literally got me into some classical music that I wasn't familiar with before. I know a lot of people in the classic world hate when they excerpt from a lengthy piece, but you know, for me that's a good entry point, because then I go searching for the complete piece after those. This is going to be a shorter one. Here, I think this came from Uncut Magazine. Protest Now. It's got Ezra Furman, Rhiannon Giddens, Kevin Morby, Ry Cooder, Roy Harper, Richard Thompson's on here, Bright Eyes, When the President Talks to God. I've got that on a 7-inch single somewhere too. Run the Jewels, Hooray for the Riff Raff. That's the band name, I think. Father John Misty. I've heard about him. I've never heard him. Jason Isbell. Jarvis Cocker. Joe's Boy. Yeah, the Uncut Magazine, Mojo Magazine, they have some good stuff coming out with their magazine on occasion. Here's Friendly Fire Recording Sampler 2007. And you have to turn it this way to read it. You got Elk City, Cherries in the Snow, David and the Citizens, the Whit Sundays, The Old Soul, Faunts, Faunts, and it repeats, so it looks like everybody gets a couple of tracks. There's that. City Lounge, number 4. Paris, Berlin, London, New York. So it looks like you get a few tracks from each. From Paris, you've got Dimitri from Paris, the Jazz Liberators. From Berlin, Jazz Nova. I got a feeling this is jazz. DeFaz. From London, Afterlife, Nightmares on Wax, Mr. Scruff. New York, you've got Thievery Corporation, Roy Ayers, and Masters at Work. Sampler CD promo only. Alright, there goes my timer, and here comes the last one. This is 429 Records, the best in legendary and cutting edge alternative artists. You got Steve Forbert, who I saw the Rolling Stones with, My Morning Jacket, the Young Dubliners, Steve Reynolds, the Roaches, and a video with Joan Armatrading. Not for sale, promotional use only. So that's going to wrap up part 2 of my samplers and demos. I hope you enjoyed this one, and I will be returning with another. And I hope you're having a great Thursday, and we will see you next time. Go put something on the turntable. I almost forgot. I can't listen to good music without my wingman, actually wing girl, Molly. Have a look up here, Molly. Good girl. Good girl. You want to go for a walkie? All right.